Hello and welcome to yet another. If you like this fragrance, you might like these 5. This is a recommendations-based show hoping to help you through your fragrance journey. Today we are talking about this, the infamous Jean Varvatos Artisan Pure. There's a lot of reasons why people like this fragrance. It's a very straightforward orange peel, lemony scent, very fresh, very crisp, wonderful in high heat, striking yet subtle. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Artisan Pure. But if you've seen the hype, if you've seen every fragrance reviewer under the sun talk about it and you want to move on now and find something else, then this is hopefully the video for you. So we have not just 5 fragrances, today we have a little bit more than 5, but we have 5 categories. First one is a straight up clone. So you've just finished your bottle and you want something that is exactly the same basically, but inexpensive. Second one is alternative with a twist. So in the similar vein to this, but with a bit of a difference. This is probably going to be the closest recommendation to you, so to somebody who has enjoyed this fragrance and wants to move on, and it's quite a special fragrance as well. Third one is a note sibling. So we take one of the more prominent notes from this, and today it's going to be clementine, which is quite an unusual note that isn't often used in fragrance as much as you might think. And we're going to find a fragrance that has that very same note and uses it maybe in a similar effect, and I'll recommend that for you. Next up is a further adventure. So where do you really logically go after this fragrance? We'll find out. And finally is the Wildcard. So this is a fragrance that you may like, you may not, there's a 50-50 chance, so be careful. So first one, Artisan Pure, does it have a clone? It's a good question, and I really wondered whether this would have a clone or not. It's something that is quite straightforward to clone, I could guess. What I really get from it is lemonol, ISOE Super, and something else that creates that sort of very fruity vibe at the end. The lemonol will be the orange and lemon peel and the heightened citrus. It probably aromachemistically and structurally is quite easy to clone, but is there a clone? And Dua hasn't done one, Alexandria hasn't done one, which I'm surprised about. And so in the end I thought to myself, I don't think there's going to be a clone of this. But there is. And I want to give a shout out to the Mick Maniac, the King of Clones YouTube channel, for bringing everybody's attention to this. This is Reclaimed EDT. It doesn't really seem to have a house, but it says right there in black and white that this is a clone or inspired by Jean Varvatos Artisan Pure. I've never smelt it personally, but it's got a similar cap, it's got a similar design, and the gentleman does say that it smells quite similar to it. And other people have said in the comments and on a couple base notes threads that this is definitely similar, albeit maybe the same as Artisan Pure. I don't personally know, I haven't tested it myself, but it's I think $5 or $6, and you can get it online. It's a little bit heftier at $15 to $16, which is definitely cheaper than this. So if you want a clone of Artisan Pure, there is one available to you. My advice, of course, would be just get the real thing. Alternative with a twist. Well, the cat's out of the bag now. It's this. This is from Carna, Barcelona. I'm going to be talking a lot about this now. This is Bobo. I've had this fragrance for, this is my second bottle. I had like a split decant of about 20 milliliters beforehand. But this is, look, if you like Artisan Pure, there is a 99% chance that you're going to like Bobo. They have a very similar vibe. This one is a lot more subtle in the citrus department. This is a very striking and very raw orange peel, lemon peel, citrus. This, it has that, but it's muted, and it's also got some amber and lashings of vanilla, so it's a little bit more balsamic, a little bit more grounded, which is great. But this also has a little bit of a sunscreen kind of smell, which is not at all unpleasant. This really is summer. This is like a going on holiday scent. You could totally go to the French Riviera wearing this. You could totally go to the Amalfi Coast wearing this fragrance. It's got all of those typical summer holiday type smells, but it does have that vanilla-y, ambery base that really gives it a good groundedness. It's mostly the citrus elements, the citrus textures, and that grounded amber element. It's fantastic, it's straightforward, it's simple, it's something else. It's wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Yeah, I've started the hype train. What can you do? So note sibling is clementine, and that isn't used as much as you'd think. Clementine is, of course, a wonderful, breed of orange, and we all know it very well from Christmas, and it's a very rugged but juicy fruit, and yeah, not usually used in fragrance all that much, but when it is used, it can usually be used to prop something a little bit harsher up. A harsher note or a harsher accord, something even maybe leathery or even tobacco. And I was stunned when I saw that this shares the same note as CK1 Shock. It's got clementine in the top, and then it's got some hefty tobacco in the base. It's a wonderful fragrance. It's ebbed and flowed in popularity, but it's largely very respected, is CK1 Shock. I think it's actually fared even better than CK1, the original, and it's certainly fared better than 99.9% of all of the other flankers. But yes, that's a note sibling, and I could see it. If you like this but you want a summer night fragrance especially, you wear this in the day and then you wear something at night, yeah, definitely check out CK1 Shock. Further adventure, okay, let's just get this one straight out the way. This is Durand Cologne, one of the greatest citrus designer fragrances of all time. I will simply not argue with you. If you want to put up an argument about that, I really don't know what to tell you. One of the greatest designer, certainly modern designer citruses of all time. Very clean, very clear. I've talked about this a million times. You already know my feelings about it. And, this has been talked probably ad nauseum by a lot of fragrance YouTubers, so I won't get into it. But if you want to literally this is your favorite fragrance of all time, Artisan Pure, it's one of your favorites, and you just want to jump in and buy something else, buy Durand Cologne or buy Bobo. Bobo's a lot more expensive. This one is a designer, of course, so it is somewhat cheaper, but yeah, if you want something that's high quality, that's in that designer price range, and is just fabulous, just get Durand Cologne. But for a less obvious one, speaking of the Amalfi Coast, I'd go for Fico di Amalfi by Acqua di Parma, which is this chef's kiss, stunning orange, absolutely stunning orange with fig, and that really is a summer holiday fragrance. In fact, it reminds me of quite a few summer holiday resorts that I've been to, when they have like the catering outside, and there's just tons of oranges and there's fruits, and just it amasses your senses, just washes over your senses, and it's hot as hell, and there's greenery and everything. Yeah, Fico di Amalfi is built for summer holidays, and once this whole lockdown thing is over, I'm thinking of just going to Italy and just making a top 10 Italian fragrances, and get my Colonia Pura and Intensa, and get Ayoko Mirage 23, and get Vulgari Man Wood Neroli, and I would definitely get Fico di Amalfi. That would probably be in the top 3, so that's something to consider also. And now finally we come to the Wildcard, and this is one of the wilder of the Wildcards that I've done on this series now. I would highly recommend that if you like this, be brave, be courageous, and get yourself a sample of Orange Star by Andy Tower. This one, now, this really is a wild card, you know what I mean? Like, this really is, I don't know if 50% of you will like it, it might be like 25%. This obviously has orange, but it's used in one of the most unique and most bizarre ways to paint. Like, it's been quite a while since I've had a sample of it, but I remember thinking to myself, like a review that I could do, but it would be too difficult to do because I didn't have the money at the time. I probably don't have the money to be able to do it now. It reminds me of like it's a really hot place, like maybe a Caribbean island, and there's this old house that hasn't been touched, and you've got, you know, parts of it's made of wood, but there's lots of old furniture, there's a lot of old wooden tables, and it's messy, and you've got the sun like beating down on this house, and so when you walk in it's really musty, and you know, like there's kind of dust and wood shavings, and it's just really intense. But then somebody's gone in, and instead of like rearranging everything or like doing a deep clean, they've just got like orange pledge, and they've just cleaned everything with this quite strong orange pledge. And so, yeah, it's ungodly hot, and you've just walked into this really old house that hasn't been lived in for many years. It's, you know, the sun and the weather has just completely dominated it, and sort of had its way with it. And so you're smelling all of the musty, ambery woodiness and the warmth of the house, but you've also got this kind of like almost bizarre, out of place orange cleaning product that's coming at you as well. Yeah, that's Orange Star by Andy Tower, and it's wild, and it's pretty crazy, but that's why it's called the Wildcard. So I hope that yeah, go and get a sample. Don't blind buy it, dear God, don't blind buy it. That is a bad idea. That's a bad idea for anybody. But yeah, it's there for you just in case you want that. So that is the episode, and I hope that you got something from it and you got some new ideas, especially if you've been a big fan of Artisan Pure and you want to go somewhere else. If you did enjoy this is like, you know, it's been a somewhat successful series. You know, you've all been very kind about it, and all, you know, you've said such very positive and lovely things. And yeah, I'm going to continue it and just keep going until I run out of ideas. But it looks as though there's going to be a lot of great fragrances coming out this year. I've got a good feeling, and from some of the things that I've seen. So yeah, it's I think it's going to be a good year for fragrance. I hope, touch wood, touch all of the wood ever. I don't know, because it's been pretty bad past couple of years with fragrance releases. Anyway, thanks very much, and if you do want to see more fragrance content, hit subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. Thanks so much. Bye.